been fishing trout specifically in CBF TV, but this is March, mid to late March, so we've got a special bite that I've managed to hit once or twice. I'm gonna give it a try today, see what goes on. We may or may not actually get any coverage today, but you know, we're gonna try. All right, let's get to it. If that's ineffective, I got a few other tricks up my sleeve that are usually winners for smallmouth. Now this day could go one of two ways, and really it's usually one or the other. Either I'm going to go down this bank and catch absolutely nothing, except for maybe a squawfish, or I'm going to go down this bank, I'm going to rail 5 to 10 fish. That's pretty much about it. There's no in between here. You know, you're either on it or you're not. And like I said, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. I've got a few different approaches that I'll go about hitting the smallmouth. You know, I'll try fishing uphill, try fishing downhill, try fishing deep to shallow, shallow to deep. Same thing as uphill, downhill. I'm gonna try some rip baits. Rip baits this time of year are a fucking phenomenon. You'd be fishing this place, 37-degree water, and you can't fucking crank it back fast enough. Goddamn smallmouth catch it every time. That's just how smallmouth are, you know, they can get outright voracious. You know, it really depends on what time of year it is, where they're at with regard to their spawn. You know, this time of year, they're sorting at the general vicinity to being sitting on a position already. I mean, if I wanted to get them in absolute fucking full-blown pre-spawn, I would have had to have been here up to 2 months ago, because we've had a really warm year, and I think it might trigger the Smallies to come up and spawn a little early. So that's what I'm saying, you know, the fish are either in spawn or they're sorting out their zone. You know, they're clearing out the majority of the sculpin in the area. They're clearing out the crawdads, getting shit ready to go. That's why I'm gonna actually give this thing an earnest try. I've never tried a swim jig for smallmouth, although there's this guy on TV, or on, it's funny, I call it on TV, it's actually on YouTube. And look at that, we got a little rain. I kind of expected that. Anyway, this guy's like Oregon, fucking Oriental fishing guy or some shit like that. And he loves the swim jigs, and that's a trend I never picked up on here. You know, when people talked about fishing jigs, I always thought they were talking about bouncing them off the bottom or some shit like that. I didn't think they were talking about swimming them. And I always find these weird jigs on the bottom during the drawdown, you know? So I'm seeing these weird jigs and shit, and I'm wondering, you know, what the fuck is all this business about swim jigs? And what's his face, Dexter tried to clue me in on him once or twice. He was talking about fishing on Dorina, and this is back in the old days, you know, 96, 97, and he was talking about fishing white jigs, white swim jigs, and just swimming. I'm like, dude, that's like how I fish a spinnerbait. He's like, yeah, that's exactly how I fish them. So, you know, I'm just hopping it along, being kind of quick about it. This spot, it gets hammered to shit, so I don't expect to catch a lot of fish here, but usually if I throw a spinnerbait around in here, or a chartreuse spinnerbait, and I get hit right off the bat, I'll usually just use that as an indicator that I should be fishing on the 58 side, you know, as opposed to over there. So, you know, just giving the swim jig a gig, giving it a try, seeing what happens, finding my pace. I don't know that the chatter and chatterbaits is all that necessary, but maybe if I cut the skirt down to about, yay, a little bit past the hook, like right in there, I think that would be appropriate. I'm about to do the dirty, but not before I try a thing or two out. No, not that. I gotta put this fucking thing in lead first. I'm gonna go ahead and save on battery. I'm gonna shut this down for the moment. And if I get on a bite, I'll bring it back up again. Alright, well, I just got a kibble on this bait. Meaning I just got hit. A fish wrapped me around a limb and I managed to get the limb back and the bait back. It's always good to butter back up as soon as you get hit, because a lot of times the smallmouth like to suck the smelly jelly right off of it. And just watch the line there. It might still be there. This is another pretty new bait for me. But it looks like a little sculpin to me, you know. It looks like a little sculpin, and you know, oh fuck. I think I just got hit again. Anyway, always watch your line. You know, you see any little jumps or bumps, or it starts taking off, fish is there, time to set the hook. Just taking it nice and ginger, little hop, hop, hop. You know, letting it sink, going downhill here. Letting it sit for a moment, hop, hop, hop. Just watch that line. See any little jump in it, it starts running. Plastic does not swim. At least not without you directing it. See, I gotta be kind of gingerly when I hit this spot, because there's a tube around here somewhere, and those fucking smallmouth love sitting right in front of that cement embankment, or well, the tube, and they love hanging out near these trees. That's why I'm really beating the crap out of this tree. I've caught a lot of fish under it, so. There we go. See, that's how that's supposed to go. Nice little fish. There we go. Like that. That's what we're looking for. Now that fish actually ate it on the swim. And you see how that bait moves? That's exactly what we're going for here. And I might take it up to a jerkbait anyway, really. I mean, because with a jerkbait you can cover more water quicker and catch more fish. You know, if they're hitting, you want to test where, you know? And that fish probably grabbed that bait up tight and moved out with it like in a heartbeat. I'm going to try an underhand or see if I can't get it under this tree and give that one more whirl. Because I think there's a suspended fish under there. He's probably been watching me this whole fucking time. It's just a suspicion. Anyway, let's go ahead and put that up tight again. Usually if I find a little bait like this that works, it's on like fucking Donkey Kong. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. See that? I put the bait in the water, thing probably didn't even hit the bottom fish, had it in its mouth. Just came right up and telling you, these fish are on pre-spawn, and if this bite is any hotter, I'm definitely going to I'm definitely going to try something a little faster, more hooks in it. Might be coming up and tasting it and fucking bailing out. That getting that fucking itch. Getting that X-Wrap itch. X-Wrap demands a sacrifice. Not seeing it. Not seeing it on the plastic. What's up with that? That's what we really want right there. Still sinking. Oh, that felt good. Felt like a little bump there. Alright. The color's close enough. I'm going to try this one more time, a little further up there. I don't start getting hit on it again. I'm going to switch over to the X-Wrap. Because the X-Wrap is often effective in such circumstances. It might be that I'm working it too fast or something like that. But I really like this. Sure. Ah. felt like that might have been the pick and carry. Pick and carry is what a smallmouth does to clear your shit off of its nest. It'll pick it up by the very tip of the tail and it'll carry it away from the nest, and then it'll drop it. I felt like I had pressure there. A lot of times the pressure you feel is water pressure against the line as the fish is pulling it through the water. Sometimes it really pisses smallmouth off and they just fucking eat it. Alright. The X-Wrap says that it's time to throw the X-Wrap. Oh, did you see that shit? Oh, that was a good fish. Alright, X-Wrap, you're denied. Because the bite says it's on this. I don't know. I might throw an X-Wrap still. I'm feeling wishy-washy right now because I'm denying you guys what might be the hottest fucking bite you've ever seen on smallmouth, but that was a decent fish. It was that a little deeper though, so I have to try that. We're going to start off shallower, work it out deeper. Because like I said, it seemed like that fish hit it like way the fuck out here. I'm feeling like throwing this drop shot thing. I don't know. I'm feeling wishy-washy. I definitely want to throw a fucking X-Wrap. I want to throw a fucking X-Wrap. Probably gonna throw a fucking X-Wrap here in a minute. This is fucking bullshit. Yeah, that felt like a good fish, but come on, man. Alright, I'm going to throw the X-Wrap for a minute or two. If I don't get hit immediately on it, I'm going to switch back to this thing. Giving it 5, maybe 6 casts. Maybe a couple more just because the X-Wrap is a lot faster to fish, but not many more. It's one of those things where you either know it's going to fucking work better than what you're doing, or it's not, you know? And you know, in a relatively short period of time. So, where's the fucking, there we go, X-Wrap, right there. That bad boy right there. And if not this guy right here, definitely. Dude, I've caught so many fucking smallmouth on that bait. when in doubt, throw a fucking X-Wrap. Too tight. Still too tight. I love throwing an X-Wrap. It's a good fish finder. And smallmouth really love this thing too. When it's a fucking X-Wrap bite, you can't keep them off of it. You really can't. You know, you can try, but they're just so aggressive with it. You know, whoever made the X-Wrap, the guy that invented the X-Wrap, I gotta tip a hat to you, because honestly, dude, it may not be 100% suspender, but it is one of the better suspending baits out there. It fucking works, dude. I caught a lot of fish on it. Oh shit. There we go. Like I said, this is one of those bites where it's either on or it's not on. Try the Ever Deadly Hot Lips. I don't do any good on that. Then I'm going to switch back to the bait that I was just hooking fish on, and we'll go from there. It's one of the things I love about smallmouth is there's relatively few approaches to them by comparison to largemouth. I mean, I've narrowed it down to like 5 or 6 techniques that at any time of the year I can throw one of the 6 and hope to catch a smallmouth. You know? But I know there's a better bite here. Clearly there's fish here. So it's just a matter of finding out what they'll react to, you know? And where they are. I think I got the where, but the what is still a mystery. Did you see that? Did you see that shit? Did you see that shit? Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Did you see that shit? That's what I'm talking about. Did you see how fast I was winding that shit? Oh, that's a really good fish. That's a 2-3 pound smallie. Easy. fuck, it's 4. Oh fuck, 4. Easily. I'm only using 8 pound on this fish. That's easily fucking 4 pound smallmouth. Easily 4 pound smallmouth. Easily 4 pound smallmouth. Easy 4 pound smallmouth. Easily 4 pounds, and I barely got her. I gotta get her in the fucking lip. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, work with me. Come on, work with me. You know, you want to be a star, don't you? Come on. You want to be a star, don't you? Come on, baby. I might have her a little better than I thought. I might be able to wrench her by the bait. Come on. Look at that fucking smallmouth. Easily 4.5, maybe even 5 pounds. First fucking cast. 8 pound test. Look at that fish. She's ready. She's looking for a fucking bed. Beautiful. Beautiful, baby. See if we can do that again. I hope I was recording. Was I recording that? Oh, yes. Yes, I was recording that. I'm gonna retie, see if we can't do that again. Because that kind of fish, right there, that fish will cost you later on. If you don't fucking retie, I could hook a fish just as big, if not bigger, coming down the way here. Shit, ain't no hope of landing that fish. Fuck you. But you saw how fast I was winding that bait. Now she wasn't red yet, so she wasn't like ready to lay eggs, but she's getting there. She's certainly fattening up, looking for a good place. Definitely looking for it. I just hope she actually makes it to spawn. I might actually delay releasing this video for a couple months just so that she gets a chance to do her fucking thing, because I don't want some fucking Momo coming down here and harvesting that fish before she has a chance to put out. Because we want those fish. We want those fish in the fucking gene pool, man. Let's see, that one was a straight retrieve, so that's what I'm gonna do on this next cast. Just a straight grind, retrieve. Look at that! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! That's what it's all about, folks! Yeah! Oh, it's another one! It's another good one! It's another good one! I'm so glad I retied! Oh, this is another good fish! Holy shit! Holy shit! God damn! Yeah, son! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. I like getting that size. It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'll get you this. I'll get you this. Alright. Look at that. A good 2.5, 3 pound smallmouth, huh? Again, look at the belly on that fish. She's just getting ready to do it. She's still looking. Still looking for that perfect spot to do her thing at. There we go. Straight retrieve. Alright. That fucking fish walloped it. Again, I'm only fishing 8 pounds, so I'm probably going to handle one more of those, and I'm going to have to swap it out. I knew there was a faster, better bite going on. I'll find the perfect speed. I know I'm probably going over fish right now that aren't hitting it. But I don't know, maybe I slowed down too much. Let's try that. Let's test that hypothesis. Wouldn't that be awesome? Worm, worm, worm. Yeah, I was grinding pretty fast when both of those fish hit, so. Yeah, might be because I just covered this water too hard already. But I figured out the zone where they're gonna be out from the shoreline. I'm just now trying to hammer out my retrieve speed because that's really important. It does a lot to guide where the bait goes and all that shit. Because you know, you don't grind it down hard enough, you're not gonna catch the fish. Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh, fuck me. Oh yeah, this is definitely another good fish. 2 to 4. Oh yeah, shit. 2 to 4. Easy. Look at that portly little girl. Pulling hard. There we go. Wow, look at that. I definitely had you. You weren't going anywhere. Fuck me. Shit. How the fuck am I gonna get those out of your face? You managed to do this shit in a way I've never seen before. Come on. Shit. Alright. I had to put you back in the water for a moment. Just give me a second. Come on, baby. Come on. See, one of the reasons I'm hitting him this early, so I don't want to stress them out too hard during the spawn. Because, again, we want these fish. Look at that fish. Look at that fucking smallie. Beautiful fish. Alright, I've been fighting it. Can't do it anymore. I'm starting to burn out and this isn't seeming to be as effective as it was, so I'll give something else a try. Caught a lot of fish doing this. It's really instructive when you're trying to figure out exactly where in the column the fish are. Ooh. See, I was afraid of that. A little smaller fish. I was afraid that it was going to be a lot bigger fish. Yeah, getting ready to do the thing. Don't be fooled. This bite is so freaking hot right now. I mean, those fish are definitely getting ready to spawn, and in a day or two longer, or a week or two longer, they're gonna definitely be having asserted their position, you know, where they want to do their spawn thing, and they'll be definitely laying up and doing the dance. But you saw how much smaller that fish was. Still, I'd rather catch small fish than no fish. I know that's against the credo for some guys, but look at that. I'm getting fucking hit. It's a nice little drop shot. And you gotta watch it on drop shotting, because a lot of the time, you know, you'll get something like this. Okay, the fucking fish ate it on the way down. And the one thing I like about this worm is if it gets torn up too much, I just swap ends. It's one of the cool things about French fries and do nothing worms. Although I should probably be fishing it on a lighter wire hook. But I like these G-locks because they're a little bit heavier wire, and so if I hang into one of those decent fish, I mean, my dad and my brother used to hook fish on split shot rigs using this worm that they really had no business fighting on 4-pound test. I mean, really. You don't need a whole lot of line out there with the drop shot. Matter of fact, the guy that invented this, or at least started using it in bass tournaments, he was doing it because over in Japan, they packed boats on top of one another so tightly that the guy couldn't cast. So he just said, fuck it, I'm gonna fish right under the boat. Rigged this up, dropped it right overboard. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. He just sat there and wiggled it until the fish ate it. See, that's why I like fishing with tube weight instead of this fucking tungsten piece of shit weights. It's because, you know, 9 times out of 10, your hang-ups on drop shot rigs are in fact your weight, not your hook. And so why am I going to put a tungsten weight it's going to cost me $5 to $7 for 5 of the fucking things? Why am I going to put that on the end of my line in a position where I know I'm probably most likely to lose it? Might as well just wad up the cash and throw it in the water.